Hello and welcome to SML The Breakdown. I am Primetime000, the host and the commissioner of the SML and the SML The Breakdown. And if you're new to the SML or The Breakdown, this is what it is. SML is a Sim Madden League for PS4. We have podcasts, we have Twitter, YouTube, you name it, we got it. Apply today, simmaddenleague.com. Check out our rules. Check us out where you have a developmental league called the Primer. You're going to run through that league first and you're going to join the SML. So just check us out. Like I said, simmaddenleague.com. If you're curious of what the breakdown is, it's pretty simple. I pick one player and bi-weekly I talk about, just break down the player. I talk about his weaknesses, maybe some of his strengths, and we just deep dive right into it. So today we're going to talk about Fieldgeneral 007, who just so happens to be my brother, and he is a fallen star in the SML. So basically, he was once a SML champion, but now he's struggling a little bit. He won the second SML Super Bowl of all time, and he hasn't really done much since. So let's go ahead and let's get into his defense. All right, so Fields' defense is actually pretty solid. He mixes things up well. I would say that's Fields' best trait. He mixes things up well. But I did notice in this game that we're going to look at, he does get into he has some tendency issues where, yes, he mixes things up, but he doesn't mix up when he does them. For example, as we get into, we're going to talk a little bit, then we're going to look at game tape. So before we look at the tape, he blitzes pretty much every first down. Second down, he does mix it up. And then third down, just about strictly zone coverage. So first down, it's a blitz. Third down, zone coverage. That's just what he does. A weakness of his, I would say, is inconsistent user. He's solid at user a lot, but then there'll be some plays where you question what his thought process is really. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna look at the tape. We're gonna see what I'm talking about, and then we'll go to his offense. All right, so here we are looking at Fields' defense. 1st and 10. Every first down, Field nearly sends a man blitz. So here we are, 1st and 10. What does he do? Sends a man blitz, and it helps stop the run game of Blunt Burner. On 3rd and 17, on really any third down, he's going zone coverage. And I want you guys to take a quick note here. There's going to be two crossers, one over the middle of the field and one not over the one going short, one going high. And Field picks to go to the one that doesn't go past the first down marker, and he lets up the one going past the first down once again. Field probably would have been smart here to use his user ability to cover the guy going past the first down. Then if Blunt Burner did check it down, he could get the sure tackle and force the punt. But instead, lets the guy right past him. So that's a little bit of inconsistent user ability that I'm talking about here. And that was totally on him letting up that first down. So let's go ahead. Let's go to the next play here. It's a 3rd and 7 situation. Field going zone coverage a majority of the time on 3rd down. And Blunt Burner is a running team. He drops back to throw, and he gets picked off. And look at this. Not only does the guy make a pick, he sheds the tackle, and he runs. So who gets Madden in that play? Here we go, 1st and 10. Field, known to send man blitz on first down all game. Let's see what happens here is Blunt Burner tries a pitch play, and he gets stuffed. So stopping the run here, and another blitz play here on 2nd down, and it's a solid stop. 3rd and 4 here for the Chargers. Field goes to zone coverage again. Looks like a cover 2 shell here. Let's see what happens as Blunt Burner drops back to pass. He rolls out, and Field going a lot of quarterback spy. Look, quarterback spy, I should say. Quarterback contain. And the contain is causing Blunt Burner, who, even though Rivers isn't very mobile, he rolls out to the right, and that gets a lot of stops. Here we are on a 3rd and 7. This is going to be our last example defensively. It's just a zone play. Blunt Burner does get a completion on this zone defense. But Field on first down blitzes, and 3rd down, a lot of zone. Offense, it's spotty. Fields' biggest weakness is actually his offense, and here's why. I think he has the biggest identity crisis in the SML when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. He likes to send guys in motion. He likes to stack formations. And I think Fields' biggest downfall is that he complicates things. He overcomplicates things for himself. He's trying to mix up the defense, trying to confuse them. And all he's doing by sending guys in motion and doing all these hot routes is he's confusing himself, and he's putting these routes all in one area and causing defensive backs to get involved in the play that shouldn't be. I think Fields best suited to send less guys in motion, do less hot routes, and just do what the play calls. I mean, some of the best players rarely call hot routes. So yeah, maybe one or two here and there, but I think when you get to the excessive, or you're trying to be Peyton Manning out there, and I think it's just making it difficult to. Sometimes I guess the best way to put it is simpler is better, and I think in this case we're gonna look at the tape and we're gonna see where Field thinks less about it and he plays better. He's a solid passer. He has good anticipation. Sometimes he will force the ball. But I do like his anticipation, especially on the plays where he's not doing hot routes, where he's just snapping it and not thinking about it. He will scramble with Deshaun Watson. We don't see it a lot in this game, but that's something to note. He will scramble Deshaun Watson. And yep, so guys in motion, pre-snap is Fields' weakness. Post-snap, I'm not too concerned about it, other than the occasional forced pass. So let's go ahead, let's look at his offense. All right, so here we are looking at his offense, and he likes to send guys in motion, likes doing hot routes, and look at this kind of cluster he's created. It's a weird formation, trips formation, and I think that sometimes he's best suited to not do this, just run with regular plays, because it causes clusters. Look at this. There's a defender that can just jump off of a guy he should be covering just to knock down a pass, and Field nearly throws an interception early in the game here because of that. Now, this is a play. He just sticks with the play. Doesn't adjust it at all. He's just going with what the play's got. And on the left-hand side, I just feel like he thinks about it less. He just drops back and throws it. And this is what I like to see Field do more. Cut the bull crap out. You're not Peyton Manning. Just run the offense. And it's normal to do some hot routes every so often, but I think that sometimes you're overcomplicating things, and you're just not playing ball. You're not letting it rip. Here, Field just has a defensive score already, and now he gets a special team score. So props to him. If you started the Texas defense and special teams this game, they're pulling their weight right now. Anyway, back to the game. Here's a play. I think Field's offense at the peak of its power is not calling hot routes or anything. Just mixing up his play calling, go from a screen to an RPO, just get the ball out quick and fast, and he's in business. So that's Fields' offense. Now here, look, he's calling a hot route. He's going to be sending the man in motion, and he actually is going to throw it to this guy he sends in motion, and he should be picked off, but he's not. But really, I like what Hopkins is doing. If you throw that ball outside, that's an easy gain. Instead, he does complete this pass, but he should be intercepted. So just something to think about. Cut the BS. Just play your game without all that Peyton Manning stuff. Here, he tries a high point pass. Best suited just to do a regular throw and possession catch. The high point pass will sometimes throw an incompletion, and that's what happens. Overthinking things. And here, he's predictable at some points in this game. Second down, he ran it just about every time. I like to see different times of the game where you're running it. Running on first down, running on third down in certain situations. Here, throw the check down to square. It's best just to kick a field goal. Don't force it up. Just take the check down, see what your guy can do in open space. Instead, he throws up in triple coverage, nearly intercepted. So once again, we're looking here on Field, going to run it on second down. Just I wanted to use another example of him running on second down. And here's a first down run where he does get yards, but he jukes against a heavy hitter late in the game and loses the ball. And this is actually the last clip I have of Field on offense. So he does have potential, but he does do some bonehead plays at times. All right, so overall, Field is a solid player, always on the cusp of the playoffs. He mixes up his defense well. He sends pressure. He sends zone coverage. I like it. I like it a lot. Just a little bit bump on that user ability. Just some here and there, some tweaks, and I think he's on great shape defensively. Offensively, less magic before the snap. You take that magic out, or you're overcomplicating things, and just try it for a game or two and see what happens. I like that he runs the ball. He tries mixing up his play calling. He's a good offensive mind. RPOs, screen passes. He's a good offensive mind. Just don't get behind the 8 ball as much. Like to see him mixing in the run a little bit more. But other than that, yeah, that's Fieldgeneral 007. So guys, this was SML The Breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, Field, you were once a star in the SML, and I'd like to see you get back to that point. Thanks guys for listening. You take it easy.